But I say to myself, here I am, a handsome writer. Why shouldn't I write?
Today is New Year's Day of the year one. If we don't change the calendar, historians will do so.
What are you doing? You're acting like a French toy maker 2 years before they cut off the head of Marie Antoinette, when you should be out there manning the barricades. Instead, you're making miniature elephants.
My name is Sonny. So we're naming you now. That why you murdered him?
Welcome to another show. Today, we're going to talk about two giants in science fiction literature. Isaac Asimov and Robert Heinlein are two towering figures in the world of science fiction. Their contributions to the genre have left an indelible mark, and their works continue to inspire and captivate readers around the globe. Despite their shared passion for science fiction, Asimov and Heinlein had distinct styles, philosophies, and impacts on the genre. Isaac Asimov was born on January 2, 1920, in Petrovichy, Russia. He immigrated to the United States with his family when he was just 3 years old. Asimov grew up in Brooklyn, New York, where he developed a love for reading and science fiction. He attended Columbia University, earning a degree in chemistry and later a PhD in biochemistry. Asimov's academic background heavily influenced his writing, infusing his works with scientific rigor and plausibility. Asimov began writing at the age of 11, imitating the Rover Boys with 8 chapters of the Greenville Chums at college. His father brought him a used typewriter at age 16. His first published work was a humorous item on the birth of his brother for Boys High School Literary Journal in 1934. Asimov submitted his stories on a regular basis to Astounding Science Fiction. At first, they were rejected, but in the nicest way possible, and he began almost weekly meetings with editor John W. Campbell until he was finally published. His first published story was Marooned Off Vesta in 1938. Based on a conversation with Campbell, Asimov wrote Nightfall, his 32nd story, in March and April 1941.
Something's wrong. Their building patterns are changing. The shapes are becoming irregular.
Together we can face it.
Face what?
The darkness.
And Astounding published it in September 1941. In 1968, the Science Fiction Writers of America voted Nightfall the best science fiction short story ever written. He wrote and published 40 novels, 383 short stories, over 280 nonfiction books, and edited about 147 others. He began publishing novels in 1950 with Pebble in the Sky. His final science fiction novel was The Positronic Man in 1993, which was adapted into the Robin Williams movie Bicentennial Man.
Andrew, this is very good.
Thank you, sir.
I think it sucks.
Sucks. Chickens do not have lips.
I'm a B2.
Several of his stories, such as The Dead Past, Sucker Bait, Satisfaction Guaranteed, Reason, Liar, and The Naked Sun, were adapted as television plays for the first 3 series of the anthology series Out of the Unknown. Other adaptations include 1987's The End of Eternity, Nightfall, which was adapted in 1988 by Roger Corman and again in the year 2000. The Will Smith movie I, Robot is loosely based on his Robot series. 2008's Eagle Eye is based on All the Trouble in the World. Formula of Death based on The Death Dealers, and Spell My Name with an S based on the story of the same name in 2014.
Leave, Jerry. Jump now.
No way that this guy did this alone. Someone is pulling his strings.
Adapting Foundation is a very daunting task. The story takes place over 1,000 years, and it takes place on dozens and dozens of worlds.
In 2021, David S. Goyer adapted the Foundation series. Robert Anson Heinlein was born on July 7, 1907, in Butler, Missouri. He grew up in Kansas City and showed an early interest in science and engineering. Heinlein attended the U.S. Naval Academy and served as a naval officer until he was discharged due to tuberculosis. His military background and technical knowledge significantly shaped his writing, often reflecting themes of discipline, duty, and technological achievement. His writing career also began in 1938 with his first published works. Heinlein published 32 novels, 59 short stories, and 16 collections during his life. 9 films and 2 television series were inspired by his works.
We are a generation commanded by fate to defend humankind.
Everyone fights, no one quits.
And nobody thought the bugs would return.
Troopers of the Valley Forge,
We must meet this threat with courage and strength.
We're being manipulated.
They're capable of transmitting not just intelligence, but memory.
We're only human after all.
Stop them!
Secure the building.
See for the first time thrilling pictures of the world of tomorrow.
The Joint Chiefs have conferred with the President and it's been decided to change your mission. You are now Moon Base number 1.
Heinlein began his career as a writer of stories for Astounding Science Fiction magazine, which was edited by John Campbell. The science fiction writer Frederick Pohl has described Heinlein as the greatest of Campbell's era sci-fi writers. Isaac Asimov said that, from the time of his first story, the science fiction world accepted that Heinlein was the best science fiction writer in existence, adding that he would hold this title throughout his lifetime. His first novel was Rocket Ship Galileo in 1947. His most well-known work was 1961's Stranger in a Strange Land. The last novel published in his lifetime was 1987's To Sail Beyond the Sunset. Several works were published posthumously, including For Us the Living, a comedy of customs, which was originally written in 1938, but not published until 2003. In 2006, Spider Robinson took Heinlein's 8-page outline for Variable Star and completed the novel, and The Pursuit of the Pankara came out in 2020, which was an alternate version of The Number of the Beast. His film adaptations include Destination Moon in 1951, which was adapted from Rocket Ship Galileo. 1953 gave us Project Moonbase. The TV series Out There adapted The Green Hills of Earth, Misfit, and Ordeal in Space. The Brain Eaters was based on The Puppet Masters and came out in 1959, although it was uncredited, and that led to a lawsuit. This film features a brief appearance by Star Trek's Leonard Nimoy. Red Planet came out in 1994 and is an animated miniseries created by Gunther Wall Productions. It was adapted from the 1949 Robert Heinlein novel of the same name. The Puppet Masters is a 1994 American science fiction horror film adapted by Ted Elliott, Terry Rossio, and David S. Goyer from Robert A. Heinlein's 1951 novel of the same name, in which a trio of American government agents attempts to thwart a covert invasion of Earth by mind-controlling alien parasites. Starship Troopers is a 1997 American science fiction action film directed by Paul Verhoeven. It's based on the 1959 novel by Robert A. Heinlein. Set in the 23rd century, the story follows teenager Johnny Rico and his comrades as they serve in the military of the United Citizen Federation. Roughnecks Starship Troopers Chronicles is an American animated television series based on the 1959 novel Starship Troopers and the 1997 Starship Troopers movie adaptation. The film's director, Paul Verhoeven, served as an executive producer of the series. Starship Troopers Invasion is a 2012 American-Japanese adult animated military science fiction horror film directed by Shinji Aramaka. It is the fourth installment of the Starship Troopers film series. The film was released as a direct-to-video title. Predestination is a 2014 Australian science fiction thriller film written and directed by Michael and Peter Spierig. The film stars Ethan Hawke, Sarah Snook, and Noah Taylor, and it's based on the 1959 short story All You Zombies. The Door into Summer is a 2021 Japanese science fiction film directed by Takahiro Miki, based on Robert A. Heinlein's novel of the same name, and that was released in June of 2021. Asimov's literary career is marked by his prolific output and diverse range of topics. He is best known for the Foundation and Robot series. The Foundation series explores the fall and rise of a galactic empire, employing the concept of psychohistory, mathematical sociology that predicts the future. The Robots series, on the other hand, delves into the ethical and moral dilemmas of artificial intelligence, introducing the famous 3 laws of robotics.
I described a spacewalk in 1952, and when they did it, some years later, it turned out to be exactly the way I described it. It wasn't very difficult. I described pocket computers in 1950, got the appearance exactly right. I talked about space stations, getting energy down to Earth in 1940.
Well, the first novel written about a trip to the moon was not written by me. It was written by Cyrano de Bergerac. We will be using nuclear power in spaceships. This is a certainty. We're going to go on bigger, farther. This is the greatest event in all the history of the human race.
In addition to his science fiction works, Asimov wrote extensively on science, history, and literature. His ability to explain complex scientific concepts in an accessible manner earned him the nickname the Great Explainer. Robert Heinlein's contributions to science fiction are equally impressive. Known as the Dean of Science Fiction Writers, Heinlein's works include Stranger in a Strange Land, Starship Troopers, and The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. His novels often explore themes of individualism, libertarianism, and social engineering. Stranger in a Strange Land is perhaps his most famous work, telling the story of a human raised by Martians who returns to Earth and challenges societal norms. Starship Troopers presents a militaristic and duty-bound future, while The Moon is a Harsh Mistress explores a libertarian revolution on the moon. Asimov and Heinlein had distinct philosophical perspectives that influenced their writing. Asimov's works often reflect a humanistic and optimistic view of the future, emphasizing the potential for scientific progress and rationality to solve human problems. His characters are frequently scientists, engineers, and scholars who use their intellect to overcome challenges. Heinlein, on the other hand, embraced a more individualistic and libertarian philosophy. His characters often embody the rugged, self-reliant hero who changes authority and societal norms. Heinlein's works frequently explore the tension between individual freedom and collective responsibility. Both Asimov and Heinlein have left a lasting legacy in the field of science fiction. Asimov's meticulous world building and exploration of grand themes have influenced countless writers and thinkers. His Foundation series, in particular, has been credited with shaping modern science fiction's approach to epic storytelling and complex political and social systems. Heinlein's impact is equally profound. His exploration of social, political, and philosophical themes has inspired debates and discussions within the science fiction community and beyond. Heinlein's willingness to challenge conventional norms and explore controversial topics has made him a polarizing but undeniably influential figure. In conclusion, Isaac Asimov and Robert Heinlein are two of the most influential authors in the history of science fiction. While their styles and philosophies differed, both contributed immensely to the genre's development and popularity. Asimov's vision of a rational, scientifically advanced future and Heinlein's celebration of individualism and freedom continue to resonate with readers and writers alike. Their works remain essential reading for anyone interested in the possibilities and challenges of the future, offering timeless insights into the human condition and the potential of science and technology. In the end, the legacies of Asimov and Heinlein are not in opposition, but rather complementary, providing a rich and diverse tapestry that has shaped and will continue to shape the world of science fiction for generations to come. And that was our show for today. What do you think? Are you an avid reader? Do you read science fiction? Have you read a lot of Asimov, a lot of Heinlein? Have you read both? Do you prefer one over the other? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And while you're at it, I'd be honored if you subscribe to my channel, click the bell to stay informed, share this video, as that will help me grow, and check out my Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise also in the comments section. Until next time, this is Kevin Gibbons saying, live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and keep reaching for the stars.